I'm here today with Brian Klontz. Our topic is reinsurance of gift annuities, reinsurance in quotation marks. Brian, I think, is probably the expert on this topic. And I want to ask you, Brian, what is meant by, quote, reinsurance of gift annuities?
Sure. Well, unfortunately, it was an incorrect moniker from back in the 80s, but reinsurance is really defined as a charity that has a gift annuity has a contractual obligation to make those guaranteed fixed payments to the annuitant, exactly like a corporation would have to a pension retiree. So for some charities, rather than self-insuring that contractual liability or that obligation, they simply turn to insurance companies and either buy the same product that a corporate-owned annuity would provide to a pension or retiree. They are providing a contractual guarantee to their annuitant. So it's simply an annuity, commercial annuity, that the charity purchases that exactly matches the payment and the frequency of the gift annuity obligation. It's nothing more than a single premium immediate annuity or a group retirement income annuity as a way to finance that contractual liability.
And it's paid for by the charity. It's owned by the charity. It's paid to the charity. Is that correct?
Most of the cases, they are paid to the charity. The charity can choose. So a quick example would be if it's a $100,000 gift annuity, that generally the cost for reinsurance is about 60 to 70%. So the annuity premium would be $60,000 to $70,000. Let's just say $65,000 in this case. So that the charity can turn around, purchase that commercial annuity, just as you said, that they own, and they can have the payment made directly to them, that they can then turn around and make the payment under the same gift annuity frequency, payment, and obligation to the donor, or to the annuitant more specifically. So that's really how that works. It's not that complicated. It's certainly done in the pension space all the time, but many times charities will do this if they have a very small pool, if they're very risk averse, or if it's a very large gift relative to the rest of their pool.
You know, you have an actuarial background. You don't sell. You're not really, I would not say, particularly a salesperson. And you don't think like a salesperson. So but from an objective standpoint, do you think reinsurance is a good idea, a bad idea, sometimes a good idea? How would you rate it as just purely on the numbers?
Sure, it's a great question. And of course, we could always be perfectly accurate if we knew the future. So that's always the catch with all planning, as we know. But I would say right now about 6 to 7% of all charities actually have some reinsurance within their gift annuity pools. I would strongly suggest that that probably should be maybe double to triple that amount for some of the annuity obligations within their pools. But of course, it depends. It depends if the charity is risk tolerant, if they have a very large pool, if the pool is unrestricted, they've got good investment management and administration, then it's likely that reinsurance is not going to be as conducive for them as one that has a smaller pool, more risk averse, and obviously, or more restricted pool in particular. So it just really depends on what the charity is trying to accomplish, how much risk they're willing to take, and how much reward they may be giving up too. The real key for reinsurance is it provides the charity with a known amount at a known point in time, which is immediate. And in many cases, the donor would like to see the present value of that gift used immediately for their purpose while they're alive, or the charity would as well. In other cases, the donor wants that to be more for long-term endowment, or the charity does. So a number of different characteristics from both the donor and the charity can play into that, but it really just depends on the specific moment in time, the characteristics of that gift, the characteristics of the charity, whether or not it's going to be conducive.
If a charity has lots of reasonably small gift annuities and one great big one, is the great big one the one to be most likely to be reinsured, because it could just blow the whole pools?
It is. So goes that big one, so goes the pool.
Right.
So just like an insurance company does not want to have concentrations of risk, most charities, the average charity has about 25 gift annuities in their total pool. So if you have one or two, and in many cases this is the case, one or two of those gift annuities might represent 20%, 40%, 50% of the whole pool. And now you're flipping a quarter on those two or three, that it might be the best gift you've ever gotten, or it'll be the worst gift that you've ever gotten. It just has so much volatility and deviation, obviously, for only one or two observations.
Right.